It's a cold and snowy morning. First snow in Kentucky. Didn't get much fall color because we had wet and we had windy, and he pretty much wiped out the leaves. But there you go. We got the snow. Now I can see the lay of my land a little bit better, that's for sure. Not the neatest cut, but it got it trimmed off. I had to trim 10 inches off of the shelf so it'll fit for when the second floor is put in. Who's going to look at the top anyway? I won't. Got it.
Looks like you got some boxes on this side, Chris. We'll have them as well. Never know until you find them. That's why I thought you were going inside.
The guys, I hired a crew to put in the second floor and put the underpinning or skirting, whichever you want to call it, around the cabin. And they worked for 2 days. They did an awesome job on the second floor. They got most of the skirting done, but then they had to deal with under the deck. And they said that was the hardest digging. The soil was the most compacted. And they were digging a ditch, because that's what technically you're supposed to do. It's like, oh, guys, I wouldn't have cared. Under there, I don't think it would have mattered about digging the ditch. But they did it. They did it. And so they've got to come back. They had a commitment earlier this morning, so they couldn't be here early, which is fine because it was cold this morning, so hopefully it'll be warmer. As you can see, it froze overnight. So that's what this mess here is, trimming the boards. So, but great group of guys. There's 3 of them, and they're great guys. They really are. They worked so hard yesterday, in spite of the cold. And it freed me up, getting them here to do those 2 things, which are both very important for winter. It freed me up to get the pasture back there finished, cleared, and fenced. And now this morning I just have to readjust this fence line here because I'm going to get the horses out of this mud. here on the second floor. Yes, we got the second floor in, finally. I ended up with everything else I had going on, and with winter coming on us, I had to hire somebody to do it for me. There was just no way that I was going to be able to do it by myself. Watching them do it, I am so happy that I spent the money to have them do it. They did an awesome job working around our living space and doing the best that they could under the circumstances. They were a great bunch of guys. You know, they really were. I'm very happy with what they did, and it's helped me move along a little faster. It was just, with stuff going on with the horses, I had to get that pasture cleared out for them. And yes, that if the video hasn't been posted yet, it soon will be. So anyway, so I'm up here trying to get the insulation done. Now, I kind of know what I want to do for the ceiling, but money is a little tight. Sometimes you don't realize how much things are going to be until you actually get into it. And with winter, this will be our first winter here. And also not knowing, and also there's a lot of other variables, stuff that I have to take into consideration, that right now, so long as I get the insulation in, that's my biggest concern. That'll help us save on heat. I'm going to try to keep the ceiling insulation in with, I have a whole slew of old sheets. And I'm just going to try and staple it onto the rafters here and hope that will be good enough to hold the insulation in. And as we can afford it, we will use, somebody suggested shiplap, which is a possibility, or the guys that put the floor in, the second floor in for me, he suggested that I do 1x material, and all I have to do is cut 45-degree angles on the boards opposing and lap them that way, and it'll look just as nice. And it's like, that's a consideration. So I'm going to look into it. He suggested that it would be cheaper than doing shiplap. So that's what I'm going to look into, because bringing up whole 4x8 sheets, you know, of anything, that was going to be more than what I personally could handle. Was it Prep Stetter Bob or somebody suggested that, you know, you got to know your limitations. Okay, I know my limitations. Overhead stuff is not easy for me to do. I do what I can, and it takes me a lot longer to do than most people, but yeah, I wasn't sure that I'd be able to do big pieces, but a shiplap or 1x material, I can cut it to the length that I can handle, and then I can fasten it on. Now, I haven't figured out, this will also give me a chance to figure out how I'm going to fasten it, because I had I've got a stapler / brad nailer that I got from my dad, the Craftsman. And it works great as a stapler, but we can't figure out how the brad nails are supposed to go in. I have talked to 6 different people. Now, granted, they're all young, and I have no idea how old this Craftsman stapler gun is. Okay? But nobody could figure out how the brad nails were supposed to go in there and work. Okay? So, as a brad nailer, I just got to give up on it. I've been looking at other brad nailers, because a brad nailer would make short work. Excuse me. The installation. But a brad nailer would make short work. It'd be easy for me to, you know, use. I can't use the the air gun type things, because I don't have a compressor. And that's a lot of money to put out for a compressor and tools. I don't have it. I'm going to have to open a window. Heat rises, you know. So I'm just not sure what I'm going to do about fastening the boards to the ceiling. So the sheeting, excuse me, wasn't bad until I started talking. So we'll see how the sheets work out. That'll give me time to figure it out. Maybe I'll have the money come spring to invest in better tools. I don't know. Because right now, here's the story. I do not have a personal income. My husband is on retirement income. Okay? That's fine. We can make our living expenses. Is there a lot of extra? No. We're looking into a few things. And hopefully by springtime, things will be better. But the funds that we have right now, we have a little bit of savings. Right now, we are biding our time. See how things go. We got to get through the winter, okay? And then we will determine where the priorities are and what we can afford to spend. We don't have running water yet, so that is a priority. So I'm hoping that we can have that in before the ground freezes solid, which I don't know if it ever freezes solid here in Kentucky. Yeah, I don't know. So anyways, I can get back to work for this installation. I've almost finished the walls. I got to do the end wall yet. And then I can start working on the ceiling. And that will really help us out. I'll tell you so. All right, well, I'll talk to you later, people. Hopefully this will be a shorter video. I know I'm behind. Oh, what can I say? I've been busy. Not only did the guys do the second floor for me, they also put the what they call underpinning. Some places call it skirting around the bottom of the cabin, so that now the floor won't be as cold. So that'll help us too. So I said they were a great bunch of guys. So all right, talk to you later, people. Those are some very relaxed horses. I cleared up and opened up the back pasture back there. They've been there multiple times. Now they're having a good sleep. I was going to go and dig into their brown bale, but I think I'll let them sleep. Yep. Dear good girls. Good girls.